NBM City cool, man. Like and subscribe to my channel. I got some things coming, man. I mean, it's slow. You know why? I come to the realization, I mean, it's okay that people don't like me. Because people don't like themselves. And that's okay. Because if you don't like yourself, you definitely ain't going to like me. And I want you to like you and love you first before you love and like anybody else in this world. I was just here thinking, right? I said, man, it's Sunday morning. We got to do some filming today. Kicking indoors, y'all. We kicking indoors. Yeah, we got a Teresa production going on in Baltimore City. And I play a detective. This really been heavy on my mind, right? Sunday mornings, I used to always get up early and get my mother ready for church. My mother and my stepdad. From 2012 to 2019, that's what I did. Or not unless I had a little parole violation, mishap, and had to send me away for a few months, but I was always there. And I was thinking this morning, I said, you know what? I ought to pop my butt up and go to church. Because let me tell you something, man. I mean, I study Islam, the Torah, Circle 7, the Quran Gospel of Jesus Christ, the Quran. You got to put a little bit of everything in you to get a good understanding of what religion is all about. If you've been running around talking about you're a Christian, you never read anything about Islam, their ways, their methods, and you should. For one thing, it's a known fact. Islam came from Africa and Christianity came from Europe. The doctrines of Christianity and Islam is almost the same. Almost. Not totally, and they do have their differences. Their belief systems is totally different. Islam, they don't believe in the Trinity. It's just God and God only. With Christianity, it's the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. And I'm not going to forget that the Holy Spirit, Islam, we do believe in the Holy Spirit. Right? Your holy deen. But look, I said, if I pop up in that church, I'm like, what he doing in here? Ain't that Sister Hive? Yeah, that's Sister Allen's son. And I know I've said this a million times, that church left a bad taste in my mouth. My mother paid tithes for over 40-something years. When she died, they didn't sound the alarm. You know, I had people now seeing me saying, man, I'm sorry about your moms. We didn't know. The church didn't let us know. I mean, you know what I'm saying? They found my mother obituaries in the church I had left behind. That's how a lot of parishioners found out who she was. Pastor, we had to hold her funeral service because Pastor was out of town when she passed. But you would have thought he would have called each and everybody in that church and said, we lost a good, faithful one. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, really. But their mind is on money. Their focus is totally off. My mother didn't even get a flower from the church. You know what they told me? They told me that they don't have any budget. The pastor drive a Bentley and got a Lexus. What is up with these Bentleys, man? These pastors. It's a status quo. It's crazy. The president don't ride around no damn Bentley. You're a parishioner of a church, man. I mean, you're the head of a congregation, and you're sitting up there riding around a Bentley, and people in your congregation got turn-off notice, they got liens, they got foreclosures going on, you know, and it's sad. And I sit there and trip because the preachers in my day, they used to ride around Cadillacs. Then we had one had an abuse of the court. He wouldn't even buy a Cadillac. He bought a brewery. But today, the status quo is I got to get the slickest Bentley. Get the Ghost, get the Phantom. Let me tell you something, man. How many kids in your congregation you can send to college with the money you spent on that Bentley? That's making a difference. Let me tell you something. There's no perfect church. Church is made for sinners. It's like a hospital for sick people spiritually. And you go there to get well. No churches, if a church tell you they perfect, it's a whole lot of stuff going on. All churches have their issues because you're not dealing with perfect people. And we have a tendency to forget that, and we try to hold them too accountable. If you know that a person needs aid and assistance, you're supposed to give it to them. And our government should do that with people. Our churches should do that with people. And we should do that with people. That's my message, man. I ain't perfect. But people stop thinking they the perfect being. It's not true.